Guys, I do this by accident all the time. I'm just casually wearing Morning Combat, drinking my tea with Morning Combat. Morning Combat, ride or die. What's up, my friends? It's Alex here, and behind me, you can see that I've been catching up on UFC 279. Tony Ferguson and Nate Diaz are about to walk out. I was at a music festival this past weekend, and it was freaking awesome. Visualizing, doing BJJ takedowns on acid. It's gonna work. I have a feeling I'm gonna get some really good takedowns this Sunday. I'm gonna be competing at Naga. So be sure to look out for that. I'll be doing another tape study coming up. And also ADCC is this weekend, so there'll be hella coverage there. But I quickly just wanted to talk about UFC 279 because I got to my music festival on Friday and, I'm just enjoying the scene. And I'm like, oh, late Friday night, like, why don't I just check my phone? I don't usually check my phone on music festival days. And I see that there's face-ups with Tony Ferguson, Nate Diaz, Khamzat Chimaev, Kevin Holland, and Li Jingliang. And I don't know if I said that right. I definitely didn't. And D-Rod. So one, has everyone already started making conspiracy theories that this was all planned? Or did we 100% think this is like just the stars fully aligned and this is how everything was meant to be? I personally think the stars just aligned and it was everything that was meant to be was meant to be. In my last UFC 279 preview with Maddie Levine, I knew that the moon wasn't going to let Nate Diaz lose because it was a full moon on Saturday. Something crazy was going to happen so that he wasn't going to lose. Like, even if Khamzat had fought him, Nate wasn't going to lose. Like, I'm telling people that from the bottom of my heart. It was not going to happen. That one of the only fights that stayed the same was Irene Aldana and Macy Shashan. And they actually ended up moving up in weight too. I think I have a tweet from Kairos. Actually, it's from Aaron Bronstetter. Cliff's notes. Chimaev off by 7.5 pounds in the main event in serious jeopardy. Aldana Shashan moved to catch weight of 140. Both women featherweights needed the box to make 146. 5'9" heavyweight Chris Barnett missed weight. Hakeem Duwadu misses weight and won't cut further. So obviously the UFC 279 weight cut process was not working out. That energy is not going to spill into me because I'm definitely going to be 129 come this Saturday. But damn, it's kind of crazy that all these fighters that do this for a living are having issues getting to the weight. But in Khamzat's case, it's just like, what the fuck, bro? I think Khamzat is actually just like a true troublemaker because when he walked out, in his walkout against Kevin Holland, the cameras were ready for him to do a slow walkout to his music. And then he just sprints out and I think threw the whole production crew off because they just cut to a wide shot to get the angle. If they knew he was going to do that, they would have been ready with different camera angles to catch him running out. But I think Khamzat's just has issues with authority or issues with just going with what the rules are. And I can't remember who told me if Khamzat got in trouble for like driving a car really fast. I'm going to have to fact check that. I will after I'm done shooting this. But yeah, so Khamzat's definitely a troublemaker. He just grabs the mic, interrupts Joe, says he doesn't care about the weight cut, says he doesn't care, I'm a real killer, all this and that. But he never really addressed the weight cut in general or why it was such an issue. And I remember when I first heard the news that he missed that much weight, I was just like, did someone pay him to miss a bunch of weight so that, he wouldn't have to fight? Or maybe like something crazy could have happened where Nate just got the show money and then would be out of his contract. I don't know. There were so many different thoughts that could be going through my head. But now that it's all said and done and the whole card was just mixed up around, I think it was all just meant to be that way. Like from the get-go, it should have been probably Tony Ferguson and Nate Diaz. So yeah. The bonuses of UFC 279, though, one of them went to Irene Aldana, who got the first ever liver kick from the ground. I thought that was crazy. She's the first fighter to win a UFC bout with an up kick to the body from the canvas, and she got her 4th bonus in the UFC last night against Macy Chiasson. She goes to 14-6, and I think this really puts her in the talks of who should be next for the title fight. Macy, obviously fighting out of Dallas, Texas. She did not do what Maddie Levine and I said that she needed to do, which was get into the clinch, take away the boxing range of Irene Aldana. And she tried to get it to the floor. She tried to take advantage of being a brown belt over Irene Aldana, but it just obviously didn't work out. There were some good scrambles, and then Irina just got that last 3rd round up kick to the liver, and Macy just dropped. On the first look, it looked like Macy was kind of just being a little bitch about it. Like, oh, that kick didn't look that bad. And then they replay it and you really see that it's right on the target of where your liver is, and that shit makes you drop. I, knock on wood, have never really been hit that hard in the liver, but the way people react to it is just like, damn, you are in so much freaking pain. It's crazy. So another fight that was not nearly as exciting as some of the other ones on the main card was Daniel Rodriguez and Li Jiang. I didn't think it was deserving of being booed as much as it was from the crowd. Like, the whole crowd was just like going crazy booing them because it was kind of like they were standing up but keeping their distance so that they were not fighting in a phone booth, basically. And Daniel Rodriguez came in on a 3-fight win streak, the highest significant strike rate in the UFC at 8.24 per minute. And he's finished 12 of his 16 fights, 8 by knockouts, 4 by submission. So this one, obviously, he won by split decision, and it was very debatable. A lot of people thought the Leech won, but I thought it was pretty back and forth. I thought if the Leech really wanted to get that win, he wouldn't have slowed down and taken the brakes off in the 3rd. Like, you can't just go in there assuming that you won the first 2, because the first one was kind of up in the air, and I thought the 3rd one, if the Leech put it on him more, it could have been a definitive unanimous decision. But because, oh my gosh, talk about DraftKings fails against Iwan Kutalaba and Johnny Walker. Whoever made a big time bet on Iwan Kutalaba, I better put $72K on him to defeat Johnny Walker. That hurts. I mean, you got to have a lot of money to be doing that, so I guess it doesn't hurt that bad. But even if you do have a lot of money, I feel like that still hurts. And then finally, we get to Khamzat Chimaev and Kevin Holland. Like I said, I don't think the production crew knew that he was just going to come sprinting out there. What did y'all think about Kevin Holland and Khamzat Chimaev? Like, Khamzat's first takedown before the glove touch, I'm sure MMA Twitter was popping off about that. But still a really dominant win for Khamzat. That wrestling is so good. I mean, people were saying that it'll be interesting with Kevin Holland's black belt jiu-jitsu background. And I feel like there were moments where he was like, looking for opportunities on his back. But Khamzat's tough. He got him on the ground, was able to control him, and ended up getting that, I think, Japanese necktie or some type of head and arm choke. And it was quick within the first round. Not a good look for him, missing weight. I'm glad he did not get like a bonus or anything, but props to Kevin Holland for taking it on such short notice. Then we get into Tony Ferguson versus Nate Diaz. I put all the Mexican fighters in my thumbnail because they fucking killed it. Obviously, Tony didn't get the win, but this is Nate Diaz's, I think, 5th guillotine win. And when everyone was talking about him versus Khamzat, a lot of the people who said that Diaz was going to win thought he was going to win by submission. And the submission they predicted was by guillotine. So that's his go-to bread and butter. I loved his post-fight interview with Joe Rogan, basically saying he's done with the UFC for now. He's going to try to become king in other sports. Joe specifies, and it's just like, do you mean in boxing? And he doesn't really give it any specific details. He doesn't say yes to the boxing. He says in their specific sport. So jiu-jitsu, boxing, whatever. But yeah, Tony Ferguson's blonde hair, interesting move. I, from personal experience, know that going blonde doesn't do well in the long run, but his call. And Nate Diaz got to go home on his last fight with the UFC contract with a $50K bonus. Super happy for him. Now he can focus on his other activities in different sports and also being a promoter for Real Fight Inc. Real Fight Incorporation, where real fights, real ninjas are going to fight. I think that is a great move for him to step into a different world other than the UFC. He talked about it being a love-hate relationship and how taking this next step is going to show a lot of fighters what they could be doing with their career. So obviously one of the longest careers in the UFC. Super happy he's getting out. Guys, I do this by accident all the time. I'm just casually wearing Morning Combat, drinking my tea with Morning Combat. Usually I have coffee in here, but because I just came from a music festival, my coffee was in my car and I emptied my car at my boyfriend's house. So all of my stuff is at his house right now. But Morning Combat, ride or die. Yeah, I just felt so out of the loop this weekend. I wanted to make this video to say what's up and what you guys thought of the fights. I will be posting some content for ADCC coming up, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. I have a special guest coming on tomorrow who knows a lot about ADCC. So I will be posting that, I think, tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night, which is the 14th. So yeah, this was just a random hello video to everyone, and to follow me on, oh wait, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. And to check my jiu-jitsu tournament coming up soon.